Hello, it's Coach Dave from Beer League Hockey Practice Windsor, talking to you today about how to tape the butt end of your stick. So when you buy a new stick, it looks exactly like this. There's no tape on the butt of it. And I've noticed a lot of people in our novice class are coming straight from the store with their sticks. They haven't been cut down to proper length and they don't have any tape on them. So this is a quick tutorial on one option, maybe two options for taping the butt of your stick. First things first, length of your stick. When you're on your skates, this stick would be much too long for me. So one of the sticks that I use, now standing in my street shoes, comes about up to my nose. So when I'm on my skates, it's around my mouth to my chin level. So that's kind of the length you want to cut your stick to. There's a little plastic end cap. Pop that out, or don't worry about it, just cut the stick, and you can pop that out and put that back in when you're done cutting it. You can cut your stick with a hacksaw. You can use a regular wood saw. You can use a power miter saw, preferably with a fine tooth blade on it, and that'll cut through this pretty quickly. What we're looking at is a hollow carbon fiber fiberglass composite tube, so it cuts relatively easy. So now as far as the butt end goes, we want to have something that looks, ultimately this is a used one, so it's kind of blackened from my gloves, but sort of this approach. We've got a slightly larger diameter on there, gives you a little bit of extra grip, keeps the stick from slipping out of your hands. The tape itself is a bit tackier, and you can sort of see on here, I've also added sort of a profiled spiral type ridge to give a little bit of additional grip. So I'm going to show you how I achieve that result. So first things first, start with your tape, 3D view. White tape is preferred for the butt of the stick. It's a little bit less abrasive on the gloves than black tape. Not a huge deal if you have one or the other. So what I like to start with is I extend a reasonably long length of tape, like so. I hold it by the top and I start to roll it or twist it, keeping in mind that I want to keep the sticky side out. I mean, I can roll it the opposite way so that the non-sticky side is out, but I want this sticky side out. And I'm basically making sort of a rope or string style. And if I take the bottom of it, you can see this in the video, I spin it and twist it, and I get a nice continuous sticky side out roll of string essentially. Now there's different ways. If you look online for videos, there are people that will say rip the tape in half and use that to create the butt. This is the way that I do it. I think it's a little more efficient. It doesn't create quite the smoothest butt, but it works. So I'm going to show you what I do with that now. Take the butt of the tape, leave a little bit sort of flat, if you can see it stuck on my finger there, right? And I start that on, horrible view here, start that on the butt of the stick. And now I can start to take this profile and create a bit of a knob, 3D knob detail by wrapping that around like so. So it's up to you depending on how wide you want it to be. This is a fairly narrow knob. I personally like one that's a little bit wider, so I will make one that I like, and you can adjust accordingly to suit. If you don't like it, you can tear it off and try something different. So basically by rolling the tape, I'm going to extend that out because I need a little bit more. It allows me to build up that thickness profile. So again, I'm going to roll it sticky side out. I keep it sticky side out so that way when I wrap it around the butt itself, it stays on there. So I've got the semblance of a bit of a knob on there. You can sort of see, built that profile up. And now to create that sort of 3D spiral wrap effect, I take that same thing and I just wrap it around the shaft like so. I'm going to extend that just a little bit to give myself a little bit more length. You can see that there. So now that the roll of tape is still attached, I have the knob area built up. I have, 1, 2, 3.5 spiral wraps, which is just sufficient for gripping. And now I can take a little bit of tape residue here. I'm just going to tear that off. So much for video editing. And because my tape is still attached, I can continue now to wrap that up the shaft of the stick, cover up the spiral wrap that I put on it, like so. When I get to the top of the knob, a couple of wraps around the base of it, and then extend up onto it, like so. You can use scissors, or you can just tear the tape off like so. So now I have essentially what could be a finished knob. So that's not bad, that's not a bad size. I know when you're gripping it, you know, different people, some people will hold below the knob. I like to hold sort of partially on top of it, so it can't be terribly large. Like I said, the width of this along the actual length of the stick blade, you can adjust. Some people like it very, very narrow. I like it about the width of a roll of tape. Now, one thing I neglected to do is some people have an issue about this little plastic knob popping out. So if you want, before you start this, you can take a single level of tape. So I'm doing this in reverse order. You can wrap it around like so, put that on, and then put your tape over top of it, and that'll keep that knob from popping out if it does come out. Not a big deal. So that's step one. You can leave it at that if you want. You've got a tape stick. Or, wait for this, you can put something like this on it. So what this is a sort of a rubberized heat shrink tube. And what that does, the advantage to having something like that on there is that once that is on, it's not quite as tacky or as aggressive as the tape. You can see I'm having a little bit of trouble sliding that onto there because the tape itself is fairly tacky. And over time, that tape, if you were to just leave tape and not use one of these amazing products, you will find that the glove, the palm of your glove will start to wear away and you'll get holes in it. So you start to see this on the market now. So you can buy these at sporting goods stores. You know, you notice this really cool one here. It's probably inverted here, but has the Beer League Hockey Practice logo on it. You know, you can go to a hockey shop and buy something like this, and they run about $35, which is, in my opinion, insane. You can buy this exact same product on Amazon for about $17 to $20. Or you can buy this exact product from me, exactly the same thing, for 20, no wait, 10, I'm still kidding, $5. $5, and this can be yours. So very simple to put on, as you can see. We're gonna make a little bit of noise right now. I'm gonna take a heat gun, which is the best way to use it. If you don't have a heat gun, I have tried this with boiling water and it works not too badly. A hair dryer is not hot enough, but boiling water will work. So let's see if my heat gun stretches to here. And we'll see what this looks like. It might be a little noisy. I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but add a little heat to it. You start to see it reducing in diameter and shrinking itself onto the shaft of the stick. Over here to it. And that is it. We are done. So that's stage two. You know, you don't have to have that, but you know what, for $5, looks pretty cool. Saves your glove. It's got the cool Beer League Hockey Practice logo on it. It's only $5. It's a pretty good deal. So I'll have those for sale. And that's about it. So that's taping the butt of your stick. Thanks.